Sa DZRH, sa Elizalde.
Forget the past, it's time to mend.
A corporate thing.
So, ang sinasabi ko na lang,
Isang mapayapang hapon Pilipinas, ito po ang inyong balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja, na bumabati sa lahat ng nakikinig sa DZRH at sa nanonood sa RHTV, lalo na sa mga kasamahan nating alagad ng sining at kultura sa buong bansa. Katatapos lang po ng Summer Intensive Program ng aming Lisa Macuja School of Ballet Manila. At noong May 28 ay ginanap ang aming annual school recital, ang Just Dance. At napaka-espesyal na taong ito dahil ito ang 20th anniversary celebration ng aming ballet school. Kaya't maraming salamat sa lahat ng aming mga naging estudyante over the last 20 years, sa kanilang mga magulang na nagtiwala sa amin at syempre sa aming ballet faculty at guest teachers na nagbigay ng kanilang oras para palaguin ang dance education sa Pilipinas. Sa hapong ito, kasama natin ang isa sa mga naging guest teachers ng aming Summer Intensive Program at talaga namang napakaswerte naming makatrabaho siya sa taong ito dahil sa kanyang malawak na kaalaman at karanasan sa pagtuturo ng ballet sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. Kaya't huwag kayong aalis, samahan ninyo kami sa kalahating oras ng masayang kwentuhan kasama ang tanyag na dancer at dance educator na si Miss Victoria Vargas.
Isinilang sa Venezuela, si Victoria Vargas ay isang professional ballet dancer at teacher na nakabase sa Chicago, USA. Nagsimula siyang magsayaw sa edad na 10 taong gulang at di naglaon ay naging bahagi ng Venezuelan National Ballet Company. Sa kasalukuyan, kabilang siya sa faculty ng Official School of the Joffrey Ballet of Chicago bukod sa pagiging guest teacher sa iba't ibang national at international ballet schools sa Russia, Holland, Spain, Panama, Mexico, Hong Kong, Portugal, Morocco, Australia, Germany, Brazil, Italy at maging sa Pilipinas. Bilang founder ng Luna Negra Dance Theater, hinirang siya ng City of Chicago bilang isa sa pinaka-prominenteng Latina sa pagpapalawak ng educational programs para sa mga mananayaw. Ang kanyang patuloy na pakikipag-ugnayan sa mga komunidad ng Chicago ang nagtulak sa kanya na magsagawa ng isang community outreach ballet program sa UNO school system ng naturang lungsod. Noong 2013, si Victoria ang naging paksa ng isang photographic art exhibition sa Universidad Nacional Metropolitana de Mexico, Chicago campus. Tampok ang kanyang buhay at paglalakbay bilang alagad ng sining. Ang exhibit na pinamagatang Victoria ay isinagawa ng Venezuelan award-winning artist, designer at photographer na si Alberto March. Itinanghal din ito sa Barcelona, Spain noong 2015. Kabilang sa kanyang di-iilang karangalan ang mahirang bilang Faculty Ballet Master para sa 2017 Regional Dance America. Isang mainit na pagbati ang hatid ng Art2art sa tanyag na dancer at ballet educator na si Victoria Vargas.
Buenas tardes, Victoria, and welcome to Art2art. Bienvenido a Art2art.
Sorry. Thank you for having me here, Lisa. It's a very honor and pleasure to be here. Bye.
So it's been 2 months already. You've been working in Ballet Manila as our guest faculty member for the Summer Intensive.
Yes.
And we just finished our recital last Sunday, May 28th. That was a blast. We first met, I remember you flew here from Hong Kong. That was a year ago during Dance Manila 2016. Can you tell us about that? What brought you to the Philippines that first time around?
Lisa Macuja. I was in Hong Kong and I wanted to explore more about Asia, and so everybody was telling me taught to Lisa Macuja, Ballet Manila, and many good things about you, that you went in Russia, that you teach Baganova, so that's why I contact you, and you were very approachable, and you allow me to come and meet you and saw the performance, so that's why my interest. And then when I saw the company, the level of the company and the students, I say this is it, that I wanted to be here. And I can't believe it, 2 months passed and it's all done. It's amazing how fast it is. I've been having such a great, blessed time that I can't believe it's done. It's over.
Well, let's go back, Victoria, to when you first started your dance education. How young were you when you first got interested in dance?
Yes, I was 10 years old when I was taken to those theater to see the performance with the orchestra and the ballet. And when I saw the ballerina, I said, this is it. This is what I want to do.
You were 10 years old in Venezuela.
In Venezuela, but I never knew anything about ballet. But I knew I wanted to do something that I was running on my tippy toes. I always had that dream that I was running on my tippy toes. I don't know what it was. And so when I saw the ballet, I understood that it was, I understood that I understand these movements, and I wanted to do it. So I told my teacher to help me to get to the school, and they took, she took me to the director, and then they, you know, Russian, they major and all of that, and that's how I started ballet. Yes, and then I went to school in Cuba until I was 16, 17 years old, and I finished school in Ballet Nacional, Escuela Ballet Nacional de Cuba.
So what would you consider your biggest break to become a ballerina, professional ballerina, after your dance education?
Yes, well, I went to dancing with Ballet Nacional Venezuela, and then I went to Spain and I stayed there for a while, and until I moved to United States. Is that what you asked?
That's
so,
right.
Yeah, I was dancing with Ballet Theater of Boston, then I went to Cincinnati and Chicago.
So you were dancing with 5, 6 different companies during your career.
Yes, pretty well. After Joffrey and Rouge Bay, I went to perform. So my final job was with the opera because I couldn't work. I had a major accidents and I couldn't perform a full-time ballet because my legs didn't recover properly, and it was getting worse and worse and worse, and to the point that I become handicapped.
Can you tell us about that? I'm sure it was a very challenging time for you.
It was
as a
very
dancer.
difficult.
As a dancer,
As
I
a
know,
human.
as a human being, when
As a
you're in an
human being.
accident that compromises your health, of course, it's and your journey towards rehabilitation.
Yes, I had several accidents. The first one was the major one, and they tried to recover me, but I didn't recover properly because I was always pushing to go back to the ballet and to be strong again. So major mistake, because it's better to wait. And after this accident, 2 more accidents happened on my legs, and I was in a bike accident with a bus.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then, yes, and the bus pushed me on the side, and I landed on the knees. And then another car pushed, was Sunday morning going around the block in my house and the bike in Chicago. And she was talking on the phone, completely distracted for driving. And she hit me, and so I landed in the knees again. So those 3 major accidents for sure, plus the winter of Chicago and previous arthritis. I started developing a lot of arthritis, so to the point that I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything, and the doctors didn't even know what to do with me anymore because it was basically hopeless, and the insurance didn't want to keep paying for nothing. So anyway, So I decided to go to a school for anatomy school to understand the body and healing myself. So
Yeah.
that's how I did it. But
And that was instrumental in you developing your floor bar and other like methods to help dancers get stronger and
Yes.
better, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
So you studied the anatomy and dealing with your own body and your own
Pain.
injuries and pain, you developed a method to be able to help dancers bounce back
That's
from
true.
being injured or from pregnancy or from long periods of time when
For
they
anything.
don't dance, yeah?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I had a. I don't know if I was fortunate or unfortunate too, but for sure I was not going to take the situation that the doctors say you have to live in a painkiller for the rest of your life and accept that you are handicapped. So that was not an answer for me. And so but looking for recovering myself, when I was in the anatomy school, I injured myself even worse because the lack of knowledge. So through my own pain, through my own injuries that I created to myself, I learned a lot, and that's how I create the method of, that's why I always trying to avoid the dancers to get to that point, extreme point, where you really make it worse for yourself. But it's working well, and a lot of people
Yes,
are
it's
benefit.
working well. I'm testimony to that, ladies and gentlemen, that I am still walking despite the arthritis on my left hip. And the floor bar and the stretching and the strengthening exercises that I do now, lying on my back or on my stomach or on my side, it's definitely helping so much.
So glad.
So I'm glad I took classes under you during this summer intensive. Okay, but I digress. Let us go back to you and your dancing. You had a career with Luna Negra Dance Theater in Chicago.
Yes.
And you had an advocacy for education of dancers. Tell us about that.
For the community programs, yes. I was passing by one of those schools in the south side Chicago, and the kids were shooting each other. And I said, why the kids are shooting each other at 3 o'clock? But they are kids, they should be in the school. But the south side Chicago is very well known for this violence happening. So I spoke with some friend of mine about this situation, and they work in the education. So they all together, we built this program where we empower the kids after school to do activities and movement, dancing, to take this extra energy from themselves. So that's how we created together with UNO, which is an institution that they financial us, they sponsor us, and this program was running. So it was very successful. A lot of kids' qualifications got better, and there were a lot of kids taken from the street and the violence, the gangs. So that's why the city of Chicago gave me this beautiful award.
Oh, congratulations. That sounds like a very noble project to be involved in.
Yes.
A little bit like Project Ballet Futures in Ballet Manila. So when did you decide to shift from dancing to full-time teaching?
Since I couldn't walk anymore.
Okay.
Since
That makes sense.
Yeah, the doctor say, live like that.
You couldn't walk anymore, so let alone dance. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
But as a dance teacher, what qualities do you look for in your students? I'm often asked when you're teaching, well, also when I interviewed my own dance teachers, they always prefer to work with students that are hardworking. Do you prefer hardworking students but not so talented, or very talented students but not so hardworking? as a teacher?
This is like
It would of course be ideal if they were talented and hardworking.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's the dream of every teacher, all right? Having a
Yeah.
talented student and hard worker. I believe that even if you don't have it too much talented, but if you work hard and toward to your goals, it's a lot of things can happen in there. So I prefer those dancers that has maybe not too much talent, but not always has to be a classical dancer, maybe another form of dancer. Maybe he will be a good teacher. Maybe it's just a discipline for a lifestyle of understanding responsibilities with what you commitment to yourself.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it's true. In dance education, you learn a lot of life skills.
Exactly.
When you're in a ballet or dance program. But what kind of attitudes can make or break a career in professional dance?
The attitude from
Attitudes, yes.
From-
Like, you know, tenacity, I would think. Tenacity or perseverance would be a quality that you need to become a professional
That
dancer.
is for sure. That's and also determination and courage to overcome yourself and to become your own teacher. Because as a teacher, we can say the same thing every day until you really committed to yourself and become your own teacher and overcome all the limitations that normally happen in here. So if that determination and tenacity, and as you mentioned, yes, I think for anything in life
That's true.
you need that, all right?
You
Well,
have
you
to
are an
work hard, be committed, determined, and
You are proof of that. You are proof of that. I never met somebody with such a
some
disciplined
talent
mind.
won't hurt.
Sometimes talent hurts.
Yeah, no, some talent won't hurt also.
Yes, for sure. Talent.
Marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan kasama ang tanyag na Chicago-based ballet master at teacher na si Victoria Vargas. Dito pa rin sa Art2art, magbabalik po kami pagkatapos ng ilang paalala.
Programang hatid ay sining at kulturang para sa lahat. Magbabalik ang Art2art. Schedule ng mga inaabangang konsyerto, update sa mga magagandang panoorin sa mga tanghalan at teatro. Narito na ang Art2art Calendar.
Narito ang ating arts calendar. Sa teatro, bilang pagdiriwang ng kanilang ika-50 taon, itatanghal ng Repertory Philippines ang isang musical gala na pinamagatang Rep 50 Years of Telling Stories. Mapapanood ito sa June 11 alas 8 ng gabi sa The Theater at Soler na matatagpuan sa number 1 Soler Boulevard, Entertainment City, Pasay. Inatasan bilang mga direktor ng palabas sina Bart Gingona, Jaime Del Mundo, Miguel Faustman, Odi Himora, Menchu Lauchenko-Yulo, Raymond Lauchenko, Freddy Santos at Michael Williams. Ang musical direction ay sa ilalim ni EJ Yatko, samantalang ang script ay isinulat ni Luna Inokian. Para sa ticket, tumawag sa Rep 843-3570 or sa Ticket World 891-9999 o bumisita sa website ticketworld.com.ph. Sa musika, matapos ang matagumpay na concert series sa Canada at Amerika, inihahandog muli ng Philippine Opera Company ang palabas nitong Harana, A Cultural Journey. Magkakaroon ito ng one-night show, June 10, alas 8 ng gabi, sa Globe Auditorium ng Maybank Art Center, Bonifacio Global City. Ito ay bahagi ng BGC Art Center Festival bilang pagdiriwang ng 119th Philippine Independence. Tumanggap ang Harana ng Heroes Award mula sa United Filipino-Canadian Association in British Columbia at ng Image Award mula sa Federation of Filipino-American Associations. Para sa ticket, Tumawag sa 0917-527-2880 or sa Ticket Road 891-9999. Samantala, bilang pagdiriwang ng ika-40 taon ng Philippine High School for the Arts, inihahandog ng Cultural Center of the Philippines sa pakikipagtulungan ng PHSA at ng PHSA Ibarang Alumni Association ang multidisciplinary production na pinamagatang PHSA at 40, Ibarang Alumni at the Forefront of Arts Education. Mapapanood June 10, alas 2:30 ng hapon, tanghalang Aurelio Tolentino sa CCP. Itinatag noong June 11, 1977, ang PHSA ang tanging art-oriented secondary school sa bansa. Matatagpuan ito sa National Arts Center sa Mount Makiling, Los Baños, Laguna. Lahat ng nagtapos mula sa PHSA ay tinatawag na Ibarang na tumuturing sa isang maalamat na tribo ng mga artistang Pilipino. Para sa karagdagang detalye, tumawag kay Attorney Sim Zuniega 817-7998 or 752-4310.
Usapang sining at kultura para sa lahat. Kasama ang balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja. Art2art.
Kasama pa rin natin ang dancer and dance educator na si Miss Victoria Vargas. Yes, during the commercial break, you were mentioning that you heard about my 4-day Swan Lake from Ernesto Kennedy.
Yes,
my first Prince Siegfried ever from National Ballet de Cuba.
That's true.
In 1990, I was in Cuba, and I learned and performed Swan Lake in 4 days.
She told me that.
Yes.
And it was a
And
very...
you were classmates with Ernesto, correct?
Yes, we
Yeah.
danced together at the Lyric Opera of Chicago. We did work together,
I
and Nancy,
see.
his wife. So when I mentioned to her that I was here,
Uh-huh.
he said, "Oh my God, Lisa Macuja, that woman is Iron Woman."
The iron. Okay. But you've been traveling all over the world, teaching in different schools.
Yes.
And dance festivals. So how would you describe the current trends in dance education, particularly in ballet all over the world?
I'm not sure if you understand.
Well, how would you describe the current trends? For example, the Vaganova method. Is that the method that is used by most ballet schools around the world, or is it just one of the many methods? And what are the focuses now in training? I understand, like, for example, even in the Vaganova school itself in St. Petersburg, there is already an evolution of training where the dancers are now made to put on point shoes even in the bar, or even just beginning center. They're already putting on point shoes. Whereas before, when I was in the Vaganova school in St. Petersburg, we would never put on point shoes until after big jumps, things like that. Are these methods now changing, evolving? Is it getting better? Is it getting more efficient?
Yes, I think it's getting for sure more efficient, especially if there is evolution, because for many years, as you mentioned, Vaganova method is the best method, and it's the roof of everything happened in there. So that's the one that I know, and I believe in this one. So yes, I always thought that it could be a little more evolution in this, instead of going too slow, a little bit faster to expedite. And also because the world is moving at a really faster, especially kids in America are more to go to competitions immediately, and a lot of more...
Yes, at 7, 8, 9 years
Yeah.
old now, they go to competitions.
To competition.
What's your opinion on that?
Not agree.
Yeah, it's not a good thing,
No,
I
it's
think.
not a good thing, because you have to really work first. At 7 years old, you just change it from ligaments to muscles, so
Yeah.
it just has to be strong first and engage a lot of things. Otherwise, you just training to be in the show, but not compromising any muscles and not really understanding the process how to be a dancer. But it become more commercial thing to
Yeah.
create a competition and put the kid in point shoes no matter what
Yeah.
and on the stage.
I mean, I would think before you go into competition where you learn a variation, for example, and perform that variation, you have to know first all the different dance vocabulary of steps.
Exactly.
And at 7, 8, 9 years old,
You
you
are
are
not
not ready to do that entire vocabulary of steps, you know, tour jetés and grand jetés. You're not even supposed to be jumping.
Exactly.
I think
Exactly.
at that age.
Yeah.
And yet, dance teachers are pushing these kids to learn variations, classical variations that are reserved for professional ballerinas.
Yes,
That you know
exactly.
that you only go into dancing this kind of repertoire after 10, 12 years of dance
experience, yes.
training and experience. Correct?
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, that's the part that I not agree with, the abuse that is being created on the students. So by the time that you trying to fix this dancer that already went to many competition with the wrong information, normally it's very late and it's nothing that can be done because the deterioration, spinals, hip, knees, hernias, too many problems causes because the no knowledge and not understanding what the steps are or how to accomplish them. Just monkey see, monkey do, and it's not healthy at all.
That's right.
And it's a very short career, not possible to be a dancer this way. Back in my days, we went to school to gymnastics, still in Russia, still in Cuba. There is 2 years of gymnastic preparation, when there's car preparation, before you go to the first grade.
Yes. Before you actually hold on to the bar,
Yes.
you have a lot of, like 2 years of preparation.
Yes, it's two years preparation before you go to, and jump is only in first position, nothing else until you become 10 years old, and then of course you will get into the school, first grade and all of that. So, but now it's pretty much like everybody is jumping this process and it's just going straight to the show.
And straight to competition.
To the competition
Does it make dancing or especially ballet less of an art form, and does it become for you, does it become a sport to compete? And you know, you have dancers that just compete and hop from one competition to the next.
Exactly, exactly. See, it's like a more a sport, like you mentioned, no really form of art, because for example, I have seen kids in competition doing Giselle.
Yeah.
You know, this is the most important role for a female dancer that has to have a lot of understanding what Giselle really means, the style, many things to accomplish, and it's just go and do it.
Do the steps.
Yeah, it's kind of like a disrespectful for all the dancers that really go through the process of creating a professional dancer. So, and I'm not sure how that happening here in Asia, but in America it's very common that little kids with no preparation go to perform and do variations, but then you take them from the variation and they cannot do a basic step because all this is being put it on the side, too boring.
Yeah.
Too boring to follow up.
In Asia, you mentioned in Asia, you've taught ballet and the different classes in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong.
And of course in Manila now with Ballet Manila. Have you taught in any other part of Asia?
No, only
Hong Kong
and Manila.
And Manila.
Yes.
Okay. How would you compare the Asian ballet or dance student that you were exposed to in Hong Kong and Manila to,
Very
say,
different.
the American students that you were exposed to in Chicago?
Students in Manila are very serious and very disciplined. They have a lot of respect for what they want to do. In Hong Kong, it's not that they don't have it. I think it's a lack of really teach them properly. So it's students that wants to do it, but and also it's not considered too serious because it's more like a hobby. Even that there are some students that they want to do it better, still a little lack of information of teaching because it's too many students maybe. I'm not sure, but I think Hong Kong has some problems with with the ballet, basic ballet. In America, of course, a lot of schools. I work for one of the official schools, and the students, when they come there, they know they have to be disciplined, they have to be serious, because otherwise they will be removed from the institution. But among us, so those officials at school are very good for discipline a student that wants to pursue a professional career. But there are many, many little schools. That's the one that prepare the dancers with no enough preparation, and they will just have the possibility.
Yeah. And have you been able to travel to other parts of the Philippines while you were here in Manila? Have you been to the provinces or the beach, perhaps?
Oh, yes. I went to one of those White Sand Beach.
White Sand Beach.
Oh, my God. It's so beautiful.
In Quezon, yes?
Yes, very beautiful. I mean, this is a paradise. Paradise. It's incredible, the different color of the water. And the white sand, I never saw the white sand, so very happy. I'm so sad I have to leave Philippines. It's just so beautiful.
Well,
and they're very nice people, such amazing hospitality, and very, very thankful.
Well, when you go back to the United States and leave us, what are the unforgettable memories that you will bring back with you from the Philippines?
Everything. Everything here has been wonderful.
Anything that stands out in particular?
Hospitality, good. Filipinos are not afraid to show their emotions. They are very warm. They very very hospitality, and working with them. And one of the things that impressed me the most from Ballet Manila professional dancers, they never mark a rehearsal. They never quit. They never. They always do it full out, and it's just so amazing because you don't get to see that too much. It's, so that I will for sure keep it in my memory. Always saying. Ballet Manila, they don't quit. They don't mark.
Another thing that most guest teachers and guest ballet masters, choreographers, and dancers that come and see Ballet Manila in action, they say that Ballet Manila dancers always jump until the last exercise in class, and most professional dancers, after a few warm-up exercises, they leave the class and go to rehearsal. But Ballet Manila dancers just go straight on until the end of class. They torture themselves until the end of class.
Yeah, that's something that really impressed me too. That, for example, most of the institutions that I teach, I only can teach 3 combinations of jump. And then here, you can teach them, because after the second one, probably they will sit. And then here, I seen you guys teaching 4 or 5 different combinations of jump, and they do all of them. And I was, what? Is it real? Nowhere else I have seen that. Very, very, pala. How do you say that? They work hard.
Very committed dancers.
Yes, I wanted to say in Tagalog, but I forgot the word.
Masipag.
Masipag.
Yeah, masipag.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Victoria,
so much
for spending your Sunday afternoon with us here in Art2art. And of course, we wish you all the very best in your journeys that bring you out of Manila soon. I understand that you're going to Hong Kong to work some more in Hong Kong, and then of course from Hong Kong you have many other projects. I understand also you're going to Barcelona, to Rome,
Australia.
Australia.
Austria and Australia.
Yeah, so your teaching is really bringing you to all the different parts of our planet. But I hope that you will keep Manila in a special place in your heart and
Always.
come back and work again and teach
many times.
in Ballet Manila.
Many times. It has been an honor and a pleasure to work with you and to know you as a human and such a disciplined mind and your dancers and what you have built. I really admire and respect that. So thank you for having me here. And
Maraming salamat.
Malaw salamat.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan ninyo kami ulit dito sa Art2art, kung saan ang usapang sining at kultura ay para sa lahat. Ito po ang inyong balerina ng bayan, Lisa Macuja, nagpupugay sa artistang Pilipino.